veterans issues. I mean, war is the worst thing that human beings can do. It's the worst expression.
But people make money off of doing it.
They make a lot of money off of it, and I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's a death cult.
So how do we?
So blessed are the peacemakers. Donald Trump will then, before he is president, because Zelensky's already coming to the table, he'll put Putin at the table and Zelensky at the table, and he'll say, "You're not going to get everything you want. You're not going to get anything you want. This ends right now. Mr. Putin, you probably get a portion of eastern Ukraine. Zelensky, stop saber rattling. You're not going to NATO. We're not going to have a couple 100,000 more civilians needlessly dead. This is done. This is over." America is strong enough to broker that deal today because, George, this is what's so important, is that there was a peace deal on the table that would have prevented the Russian-Ukrainian war 5 days into the conflict. Your audience can fact check me on this. This was in Istanbul, Turkey. Tony Blinken and Boris Johnson went to Istanbul, Turkey, and they obliterated the peace deal that was on the table between Zelensky and Putin because they said, no, we will not negotiate with Vladimir Putin. Well, now we have to negotiate with him, and that was the wrong decision, and hundreds of thousands of people needlessly died. So blessed are the peacemakers. I can go deep into that, but it's a peace through strength posture, where Trump is unafraid to project American strength, not weakness, but he is trying to seek conciliation. What America gets is what America wants. We are still the strongest country in the world. It's not China, it's not Russia. We're still the world reserve currency status. We have the greatest military, most aircraft carriers. We don't have the most nuclear weapons, that's Russia, but we still kind of call the shots.
Hey, man.
Well, no, I mean,
I don't know if you know this. That's a big weapon, dude.
No, it is. We have a lot of nuclear weapons, but at some point, 20,000 versus 10,000.
Where did they get this, and how did they get this so quick?
Well, the Soviet Union spent tons of money on developing an internal intercontinental ballistic missile nuclear warhead program, starting in the 80s and 90s. And I mean, it's not the 80s, I'm sorry, the 60s and 70s, and then it culminated in the 80s and 90s. But anyway, we have a bunch of nuclear weapons. They do too. And almost every metric, though, what America wants. If we demand peace, we will get peace. Right now, the American Foreign Policy Project thinks that Putin is the worst person ever. I don't like Putin. You don't like Putin. Is he like the warmonger of... Is he like the most evil person since Adolf Hitler? I don't think so, actually. I think he's a thug and he's a gangster that is morally equivalent with most kind of Eastern European thugs, to be perfectly honest.
How did you feel about the Tucker Carlson interview then?
I thought it was fine. I learned a lot. I mean, here's Putin, a guy that controls a country of 12 time zones, the largest landmass in the country. It's an incredibly diverse country. It's like 10 or 15% Muslim. You have a lot of different mafioso, post-Soviet influences. It's not an easy country to govern. I'm interested to learn about what they think about this. I mean, we should learn about what does Russia think about us.
This video is sponsored by Manscaped. They outdid themselves. The Lawnmower 5.0 Gold Ultra. What? This is nice. Oh my, I almost took out my hair right now. And it would have been nice. I mean, I'm like, oh, my hair, but look how smooth it is. This is one of my favorite brands to work with because as a Middle Eastern man, the trouble of shaving has always been a journey. This one, they've outdone themselves. 2 buttons now. One for power, and then the other one for an LED light. Because when you're in a dark place and you're trying to get the dark place, you know what I mean? You can see it. And these blades aren't just for looks, they're engineered for excellence. The Update Trimmer blades feature a longer, wider, rounder teeth to tackle hair effortlessly, while the foil blade provides a sleek, smooth finish. No. It's not easy to just take off this blade from it. The way that I'm putting on these clips and attacking my hair, it looks like John Wick. I walk in, there's hair everywhere. What? I need to get to this brood. But all joking aside, I never ever travel without my Manscaped. So if you guys want this with 20% off plus free shipping, use my code George. Link is in the description. Hit the gold standard, baby. I just find it fascinating that they do drop the ball on certain equations that you're mentioning, but at the other hand of it, they don't poison their citizens.
Well, no, actually, food is actually way healthier than that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like way healthy.
Yeah, so like he might have a lot of nukes and also a lot of nutrients.
We have to be fair. Like Russian food, yeah, exactly. Russian food is far more expensive than American food. But yes, Russian food is far more regulated than American food. So I want to just go through this real quick though for Christians though. Blessed are the peacemakers. Number 2, which is fighting for the unborn, something I care about, which I know Donald Trump is not nearly as pro-life as I am. I wish he was more pro-life, but it is what it is.
When did that stop? Because didn't he fight for that?
He was always pro-life, and he gave us the reversal of Roe versus Wade. It didn't stop. What has happened is he's been met with a political hurricane where the country is not pro-life. And
yeah, but that doesn't mean stand down on what your morals are.
He hasn't. He has stood by the reversal of Roe versus Wade, sending it back to the states. He has always been against late-term abortion. He's been consistent on that. He has said that we need, accept options for rape, incest, and life of the mother. And look, there are 10 states that have now completely abolished abortion, which is thanks to Donald Trump. And we as Christians should celebrate that and say, thank you, Donald Trump, for giving us that once in a generation type victory. I want to incorporate number 2 and 3 together really quick for Christians should care about. Borders are biblical. There's an entire book of the Bible that is dedicated to building